There could be ideas of, I can't forgive. And we need to replace that with, God in me is bigger than any hurt, any pain I have ever experienced based on what someone else has done. And as far as the pairs of opposites, like a male and female, you know, for those of us who might feel a little left out with that, what that really represents is that, you know, there are different aspects of God's nature that we may need to call into a new experience. For example, to step into that new experience of relationship or career or whatever, we may need to develop a greater sense of strength as well as great tenderness, or passion as well as peace. Very often we're asked to be tenacious, to have a lot of tenacity, and at the same time, we may need to call forth a sense of acceptance and flexibility. So it's about all those different components of God's nature that we bring in and we do our work to embody more fully, that we absolutely spend time recognizing as being the truth of our being to help them to grow and develop. Now, a very important component, I think, of this story is in our spiritual practice, we turn away from the effects of the world. We turn within to connect with Spirit. But on some levels, we also need to withdraw from certain things in the world very often in order to support that greater experience we want to step into. You know, in this period where Noah and the family and the animals are in the ark, they're completely separate from all the forms of life and everything that they had known before. And for us, I think sometimes we need to replace some of our old patterns in life with new ones. Maybe not visiting the same places that we're used to going, or engaging in the same activities that might encourage us to fall into the same pattern as before. You know, those who are healing from substance abuse or any other type of addiction tend to remove themselves from situations. Someone who's trying to recover from alcoholism probably shouldn't join their friends for wine tasting or, you know, hanging out at the bar. You know, there are ways that we need to step away from certain patterns and behaviors that don't support us. You know, I know there's one of my students in Practical Mysticism that shared with us in class that she's just had to take a break from listening to the news, that it was causing a lot of stress in her life. And although she likes to be informed and, you know, get engaged in social programs, she needed a break from that kind of barrage of negative information. I know that I very often encourage people to be aware of the information that we get from commercials and ads. Look at how much information we take in every day about what we need to be happy. You know, in marketing, I mean, I think it's wonderful that people put out information about new inventions, new programs that are out there that we might really want to engage in, things that we may want to possess that would enhance our lives. But it's the message of, you can't be happy without this, that we need to be very careful of. How much of that is coming into our consciousness that we may need to be more aware of and step away from sometimes. You know, sometimes we need to remove ourselves from those in our lives who bring us down. If you're going to engage in a new project, you probably don't want to hang out with the people that are going to tell you everything that's going to go wrong and how you'll never amount to anything. You know, I think that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You know, spiritual principle is very simple. It's not always easy to apply, but these are simple principles, which is why I think we call it the science of mind, not the rocket science of mind.